The Big WECK presents Buffalo on the Rise, sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process. Welcome to the television show devoted to local business, Buffalo on the Rise, with your host, Joe Chili. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Western New York that's putting our area on the cusp of greatness. Each week, Buffalo on the Rise features local business leaders and decision makers who are shaping our future. If it's about local business, we'll talk about it right here, right now, during Buffalo on the Rise.
I'm Joe Chili. On this edition of the Big WECK presents Buffalo on the Rise. Where can those who served our country get the best care? The Buffalo VA Medical Center provides primary care and specialty health services for our hometown heroes. The Made in America store offers products that are 100% made in the USA. Their mission is to save American jobs by increasing American manufacturing. Do you have the right insurance? Visit Bob White and his team. This independent Williamsville agency offers complete coverage for you, your family, and everything you own. All of that on this edition of the Big WECK presents Buffalo on the Rise.
I'm Joe Chili. You can join me mornings on the Big WECK. Joining us on the Big WECK Buffalo on the Rise today is Dr. Hassan Dasluolu. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. And the doctors from the VA of Western New York, the VA healthcare system. Tell us why we have such a great healthcare system here in Western New York.
The VA system is particularly good. First of all, it's one of the busiest in the VAs in the region in terms of New York and New Jersey. And we provide the highest volume of surgical care. I'm just going to talk about in general surgery, as I'm the chief of surgery. The main philosophy of the VA system, which is a little different than the private sector, is that it's really based on the benefit of the veteran. The focus is the veteran. So nobody else but the veteran benefits from being treated in the VA system, meaning it's not because of the procedures that the doctor does or somebody else does will have any profit from that or anything else. It's only based on the veteran, and this is really based on their how they're going to benefit most, with irrespective of the cost of the treatment. So it's really a focus that you don't have to go through some insurance coverages or any of that. So all you do is what is the best for this veteran. And I have been in the VA system for 22 years now, and I'm a vascular surgeon. I've been the chief of surgery for the last 12 years. And I have never had an instant where we thought that was a technology or something that was that the surgeon thought was good for the veteran, and that anybody actually had any issues or we had to go through any loops to get that. So the focus is the veteran, and that's the philosophy that you can't find anywhere else.
So it's not a situation like, if I was going to look for a doctor, I'd have to look for a specialist. Then make sure the specialist was, within the group that that I could get paid for, things like this. The veterans group has all that encompassed in one group, right?
Well, yes, and also we make sure the system is designed in such a way that if the system doesn't have that best person for the veteran's needs, then it actually makes it very easy to actually send the person out to the best person who's going to be treating that person. So it's with the design is also for the timely care of the veteran care. So, for example, if the veteran, let's say there's a Mission Act that was designed for that if a veteran lives far away or cannot get timely access to the care in the VA system, then they're actually allowed to go out and seek care in the outside. However, it turns out that a lot of times the VA system actually can provide the care much faster, even for those who are living far away. So they actually elect to seek us. But that design are also for the benefit of the veteran, in the sense that if we think that they're going to benefit more from being transferred out, because not every hospital has every specialty.
Oh, sure.
So we actually will individually send people to those in a very efficient way.
So when you talk about the Western New York healthcare system, the VA healthcare system, What area does that encompass? Is it just the Western New York area? Is it the 8 counties? What area does it encompass?
The Western New York covers Buffalo, obviously, and then Batavia. We have our satellite, buildings in outside, but it's really Western New York in that area. Rochester has its own region, but we do get a lot of referrals from Rochester because they don't have surgery provided there. So we would get those kind of patients. Although they would qualify to go locally, a lot of them will elect to come to us just because we will be providing more timely care. I'm talking more about surgery again. But the primary care is excellent in the VA system. So that's it's so efficient that they would be contacting us in a very efficient way with no wasted time. And sometimes it's not rare that a veteran who elects to stay locally and outside will actually realize that we will be getting faster care and a good care much better. So much earlier and a better care. It has happened many times.
You talk about you've got a 5-star rating. What does this mean?
So the 5-star rating is interesting. The Medicare services look for a lot of qualities, and they assess the quality of a hospital. So the first time they included the VA hospitals in their star rating this year. So outside of about over 4,500 hospitals in the United States, about only 10% of them actually qualified for the 5-star rating. And Buffalo VA is the only one in Western New York, and only 11 hospitals in New York State qualified for the 5-star rating. So, and in terms of, it's about the mortality, the readmission rates. So it's all about the quality of care that the Medicare objectively looks and reviews, and it's a very objective assessment of quality of care provided. So we are very proud as the only one in Western New York of all hospitals who got the 5-star rating, and one of the 11 in the New York State.
We've only got about a minute and a half left in our segment. Maybe you can talk about some new surgical procedures or techniques.
Well, we provide I'm a vascular surgeon, I'm going to pitch in that one first. So we provide the most comprehensive and complex vascular care in Western New York, period. And then we also have excellent surgeons, urology, surgical oncology. We have been providing robotic surgery by our urologists, general surgeons, and gynecologists for over 10 years now. So we provide all the state-of-the-art care in our facility and in a timely fashion. So we are really proud to take care of our veterans. And one last thing I'd like to say is the veterans who get treated by us can attest to that, is that once they are in the VA, they will be treated with respect that they deserve, having served our country. So, and they feel that very much. So, so we are proud to be a part of that service pack.
Well, Doctor, you seem very thorough, and it seems that you're very proud of what the VA does. So we thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having us.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact VA Western New York Healthcare System by calling 716-862-8829. Or you can go to www.buffalo.va.gov.
Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following.
I'm Joe Chili. You can join me mornings on the Big WECK. And joining us on the Big WECK Buffalo on the Rise today is Mark Andel from the Made in America store. Mark, how you doing?
Good, good. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you. I feel that there should be flags waving behind you as we're talking. Tell me, how did the Made in America store start?
Yeah, so I own General Welding and Fabricating. Long story short, my parents grew up poor. My dad taught me how to work with my hands, but I built General Welding up from 1989 to 2007, 70 employees, 18 family members, and 3 guys I went to kindergarten with. And we were doing well, but we hit a bump in the road in 2007, making a steel post that went inside plastic fencing. And that post, I was doing real well with it, half our business, but our customer wanted more money out of it. They said they had a place in Florida to manufacture it. It wasn't Florida, it was China. China shipped the part to Florida, and shipped it back up to Western New York, took over my 6 regional support centers. So the rest was history. I was spiraling out, laid off 40 of my 70 employees, brother-in-laws, family members. By 2010, only had 2 of the 4 plants left, and I said we got to make a statement. I want to open a Made in America store, make a statement for our country, soldier, American worker, people that work with their hands.
So basically, you were fostering jobs in America. You're seeing that jobs are being sent wherever they might be. China,
Absolutely.
Probably the first place people think of
Absolutely.
now, because everything you pick up, little tokens, made in China, made in China, made in China. So you wanted to do this. So everything is strictly made in America now?
Yeah, everything. We have 14,100% made in America products. We have a vetting system that has 3 letters of authenticity to get in our store. We support 500 privately owned American businesses. Not one business or a vendor or manufacturer is publicly traded. And that's sad. I tell people we've been to the moon, but we can't make a toaster. I have nothing that plugs in or takes a battery. But a lot of mom and pops. I started out of a garage. I said every American house should have a garage. We support entrepreneurs and inventors.
You know, you make me laugh because I think of the space program, and I think them. You're out there millions of miles away from the Earth, and you're relying on the lowest bidder.
Right, exactly, exactly.
That works out. So tell us about some of the products that you do offer.
Yeah, so we've got 14,100% products, clothing, flags, of course, and a lot of people don't realize 50% of our American flags are made overseas, and I think that's something we can all agree on, that our flag should be made here. We have food products. A lot of people won't realize we added 100 food products this year, making sure our food products are 100% made in America. We've got signs, dog food, cat food, Johnny Ryan Pop, Yuengling beer, oldest brewery in the country. You name it, we've kind of got it. It's a one-stop shop now.
How do you vet all these things to make sure that they're made in America? Do you have a staff that does that?
Very hard. So yeah, we have a staff, and every product coming in, you have to fill out 3 letters of authenticity. The books are 6 inches thick. We've got many of them, all the 3 letters, and all the ones that are proven to get into our store, or qualified to get into our store. That's what got me a lot of attention, World News, Fox and Friends, international interviews, because we are so thorough with this process. And we basically done the work for all the customers coming. If you come to our store, all the work's been done for you. Even the fixtures, we represent skilled trades. Outside, you'll see stainless steel columns made by me and my team, all TIG welded by hand. We support the concrete guys, the bricklayers, the sheet metal guys. We support skilled trades. I want metal shops, wood shops back in schools. That's kind of my drive.
Do you get any kind of negative feedback? I mean, I would think that, everybody's rah, 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 made in America. Yeah. But do you get any negative feedback that you have to deal with from people?
Yeah, I used to get calls, why are you doing this? Why is this so important? I said, well, it's, we're made in America, as that can-do spirit. It's how American was built, even from George Washington, first suit, Abraham Lincoln. You got the railroad trains and the tracks made here. So it's, people were wondering what we're about. We've got to make Made in America important. When they had the pandemic, we didn't need shipping containers because our products come all within the United States.
What about your home base of operation? Is it here in Buffalo?
Yeah. So we're based, General Welding and Fabricating is my parent company, second floor, Sue Shotwell and the whole team are based there. We've got the brick and mortar stores at 1000 West Maple Court, 18,000 square foot facility. And a lot of people don't realize we got a distribution center. So we've got a store and store or a wholesale leg that if you want product in your existing store, we'll help you manage your inventory. We'll sell your products that are 100% made in America. And we got madeinAmericaStore.com, our website. And we also have tour buses coming in.
You started to say something about tour buses. And tourists are coming in to shop in your store?
Yeah. So the first bus got stuck on the bushes in front of my old store. And, I said, where are you from? He said, Iowa. We're from the breadbasket of America. We love what you're doing. So we just hit 1,200 buses. And Dorothy Fortney and our team, we became great work with Leah, Buffalo Visit Niagara. We're a true destination. They come to see Niagara Falls and they come to see the Made in America store. The only store in the world that sells 100% Made in America products.
So do you franchise this? I mean, is there an opportunity to go other places in the United States? I mean, America is a big place.
Yeah, I'm asked to go in every state. We've got 500,000 followers, and they love the store. We support veterans. I'd like to mention we're home base for Buffalo Niagara Honor Flight. Tom Petrie and his team does a great job. Our goal is to get 2 flights of heroes to Washington every year. And we're also for Gold Star Mothers. We gave them a place to have their meetings monthly and do as much as we can for our veterans. They get 10% always at my stores.
So you talked about brick and mortar. And that's great, but what about online? You said you do have a website. Do you sell online? Are all your products available online?
Yeah, madeinAmericaStore.com. We've got almost 14,100% products online. We've shipped around the world, so that's available. For store and store, you can go to their website also. And we got a wholesale website too, where if you're another retailer, another store, you want to get products from us, you can go on and we give you a code once you're signed up.
And give us some of the locations here in the Western New York area where you are.
Yeah, for Made in America, we're 1000 West Maple Court, Alma, New York. McKinley Mall, my son Brian runs it, and One Niagara Falls, second floor right in front of the falls. You can go up the escalators, and we got the Made in America store there.
So it's kind of like a family business as well?
Yeah, a lot of family, My daughter just turned 21. Jessica's involved. They've all been involved. Yeah, a lot of family and a lot of great team. I can't say enough for my team.
And a lot of clothing worn from your store around your house.
Oh,
outside.
yeah, I'm 100% right. The underwear, the boots. People are checking me out all the time.
Mark Andel, Made in America store. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Made in America by calling 716-652-0024 or go to madeinamericastore.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following. I'm Joe Chili. Joining us on the Big WECK Buffalo on the Rise is Bob White Sr., Bobby White Jr. from, what else? Bob White Insurance. Great to have you guys here today. Thanks very much. One of the things our listeners, our viewers today may be concerned about or questioning is something that many of us got in the mail recently with regard to changes in insurance. Now, I want people to realize this isn't something that a broker or an insurance agent came up with and is just kind of, pushing on you. This is a directive from what, New York State, is it?
Correct, yeah. So insurance is becoming quite complex, and we want to be your advocates and your friend, your neighbor, to wade through the waters for you and, lessen the confusion. One of the things New York State implemented on everyone's policy was supplemental spousal liability, or SSL. So whether you're single or married, they applied this to your policy whether you knew it or not. And the only way to get it off is to either call your agent or sign a form and send it back in. The problem is no one knows because it's kind of just slid in there.
All right, well, this made me a little bit nervous because I thought maybe you just had to get rid of your spouse. Just a joke. But anyway, this is something that people can refuse, though. You can talk to your agent or your broker about it and then sign the information and, you're in good shape.
So we're not here to raise your premiums. We're here to be your quarterback behind it.
Is this something you're going to have to do every year upon renewal?
We hope not.
It'll be a question, right? All right, Bob Sr., what are some of the things or something that a homeowner in general should be thinking about before disaster occurs that they aren't necessarily thinking about in general?
Well, I think our position is we're always trying to be proactive on what could take place. And the two big topics right now, and you can see the video that'll further explain it, is your water backup, which means your sump pump in the basement fails. That water rises and does a lot of damage down there, whether you got a finished basement, unfinished basement. That's not pretty. And many, many clients coming to us are way underinsured. They just never updated. They never told their prior carrier. We remodeled. We did a man cave. That's number one. That's what we get on top of right away. The second thing that's huge out there is the lawns that you see dug up, and it looks like a cemetery. They got a big hump of dirt, and they're digging it. That's in English or layman's terms, service line. Your service line is your sewer and your water line coming in the house. We cover it from the curb to the house, not inside the house, to the house. That breaks. You see that dig? That dig probably goes $8,000 to $10,000 to $20,000. Now, I put myself in their shoes. What do? Grab my checkbook and write a check for that? No, that's our job. We make sure you have that coverage. If you've been out there and you've been a client of XYZ company, I don't know if you got it. Chances are you don't have it. Many of the carriers don't offer it. The ones you see on TV with all the commercials, those are, we call them captive. They only have one company to go to. I don't know of any one of them offering that service line coverage. They represent a big share of the market.
Is it really expensive to get coverage for something like that?
No. You
Thir-
can,
$30 or $50 endorsement, well, it's going to end up saving you the $10,000 down the road.
That's incredible when you start thinking about that. And, you know, you mentioned something too about agents dealing with one company or whatever. If you're a broker, are you dealing with multiple companies, and can you get people a better price?
yeah, absolutely. We have the ability. We represent over 25 companies. That gives us the availability that we're not dedicated to any one product, any one company. So the company number 2 offers the service line for $20,000, but company 1 may only offer it for 10. We look and see their need. We can go to that company too. Again, the captive company doesn't have that option.
And what about individuals that they're getting ready for winter right now, looking at some of the things that they may need? I mean, last year obviously was hopefully an unusual year. You know, Christmas time, people had heat going out, people had power going out, people had ice damage. You know, toward the end of the year now, should people be looking at the things in their policy and their declarations, things like that?
Yeah, number one, I think most people commonly get a furnace tune-up. Well, it's also time to do an insurance tune-up. Do not neglect that. You have to do that. Those are the common things that start happening when the water or when the temperature drops. Pipes freeze, pipes break. Big coverage on your policy, you better make sure you have it. Replacing a sump pump. If you're handy, maybe $200, a channel lock and a pair of screwdriver, put the new one in. Just because it's been there, you say it doesn't go on, it sits in water.
And also, what about people, home entertainment systems, computers, cell phones, things to look at too?
All the electronic equipment are critical. And again, the insurance tune-up should go along with the furnace tune-up. That should be hand in hand. You worry about smoke alarm batteries? Worry about your insurance policy.
As you grow with your family, you can grow with us.
Well, that's great to know. And you can get Bob's cell phone number. Bob gives out your cell phone number to everybody, right?
I take pride in that. I take pride. My model in that agency, Joe, really is I do the opposite of my peer group. Call somebody, unless you're in you boat with them and you golf, you're going to get a voicemail. You're not calling at 5:30 at night with a claim. You're going to get their voicemail in the office. You'll talk to them on Monday. The old saying with me, insurance doesn't take a day off, nor do I. I'm crazy. I love it.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Bob White Insurance Agency by calling 716-836-2222 or go to bobwhiteinsurance.com.
Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following. Thanks for watching this edition of the Big WECK Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigweck.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chili. Thanks for watching and listening to the Big WECK, Buffalo's oldie station.
The Big WECK Presents Buffalo on the Rise was sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process.